How's it going, everybody? It's Warren.
And it's Chris.
And last night we were treated to a pretty big surprise as Marvel fans as we got a first look at not one, not two, but three of the Marvel Studios Disney Plus shows that are going to be coming in Phase 4.
Arguably the best 30 seconds of 2020 so far.
Oh, absolutely. Undeniable. WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, they were absolutely incredible. They look like movies, and they don't look like Disney Plus shows, they look like movies.
Yeah, it's absolutely, I think, and we were talking about this last night, how Disney and Marvel know how to hype up a crowd. And throwing these out there has destroyed any type of worry that people had of throwing TV shows into Phase 4 and having this a part of it. I mean, it looks like a production that is, I mean, honestly, maybe even more enjoyable than just one movie.
Probably because it's going to be like a weekly thing. Like with The Mandalorian, there was, new episodes every few days. That's really, really cool that you get to spend so much time with a show and with some characters.
And then when we see it get added into the movies, the biggest connection is going to be Doctor Strange with WandaVision, and that's going to be really cool to see how those interloop and how they intertwine and how they give us a little bit more of an engrossed viewing idea and an opportunity for everybody.
Yeah, they're going to be really, really cool to enjoy. And yesterday, or today, some point in time, Disney released the official synopses.
Synopses.
For them. Synopses? That sounds about right. Disney released the official synopses for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the WandaVision series, and the Loki series as well, so let's go over them. For The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it says, following the events of Avengers Endgame, Sam Wilson / Falcon and Bucky Barnes / the Winter Soldier team up in a global adventure that tests their abilities and their patience in Marvel Studios' The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The all-new series is directed by Kari Skoglund. Malcolm Spellman is the head writer, and it debuts on Disney Plus this fall. Not too much information there. Obviously, it's going to take place after the events of Avengers Endgame because, well, Captain gave Sam the shield. Now, what we do know about it is that we saw in this brief little TV spot U.S. Agent becoming Captain America, and we've seen some leaked photos about those before. So we know that even though Sam has the shield, he's not going to be Captain America at first.
And this synopsis is a really good add-on to what we already know. I think as far as these TV shows we're getting goes, this one is probably the most easy to predict. Yeah. And I'm sure there'll be twists and some things that we didn't expect, but the entire purpose of this show is to reset up the Avengers.
Sure.
So to give us, hey, we're going to get a little bit of Thunderbolts action. We're going to get a little bit of Captain America, and some of the older Avengers are going to make an appearance in it. So the entire idea of what this show is kind of reestablishing what's been confirmed is gone.
It is.
And that's the Avengers. It
is more than the other two shows. Because the WandaVision series, which we'll read in just a second, is going to be a show just completely on its own. Of course, it'll tie into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, but it's not going to set up an Avengers team. The same thing with the Loki series. It's not going to set up a new Avengers team, but it is going to tie into Thor: Love and Thunder. So let's talk about the WandaVision series because we actually seem to know quite a bit about it through various leaks and rumors, but the TV spot seems to have confirmed most of what we thought was true. So this synopsis reads, WandaVision. Marvel Studios' WandaVision blends the style of classic sitcoms with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in which Wanda Maximoff and Vision, two superpowered beings living their ideal suburban lives, begin to suspect that everything is not as it seems. So, basically going into this, we expected that Vision's going to be returning, her two kids are going to be returning. They're not real. It's a different reality that either she created or someone created for her. But this pretty much confirms it. The synopsis says, the two of them begin to suspect that everything is not as it seems.
And that's really what we were leading into. We've been talking about this is going to be one of the most different aspects of Phase 4. That and Doctor Strange, but those two are even kind of coupled together. So we've been talking to the directors, a lot of the actors, about how crazy this really is going to be. This is literally going to just blow people's minds. It's going to be here, it's going to be there, and it's all going to tie together, and none of it's going to have to do with any of itself. So we've been talking about the twins, we've been talking about Vision, and we kind of knew all that was coming, but now that we've gotten the trailers and we've gotten the synopsis out, it's confirmed for us. Hey, this is what you're getting, but you're still not ready for it.
No, and even Paul Bettany came out recently and he said, this show is going to be, he said, effing bonkers, exact quote there. So
I could hear Vision saying that.
Yeah. So what's interesting about this one is it says that both Vision and Wanda begin to suspect that not everything is as it seems. So there is a part in the comics where the Scarlet Witch creates an alternate reality, and in that reality she brings some people back to life, and when that reality disappears, they go back into the main reality. So they're kind of resurrected. So they're probably doing something similar to that with Vision.
That would be really interesting to see, like, him being alive and normal and regular.
Right.
And then they showed in the trailer, you know, kind of phasing through the different realities, or like the different kind of TV shows that they were going to have it aired as.
TV shows.
And every single one that they showed Vision in, you know, he looked pretty normal.
Yeah.
And she looked pretty normal.
Yeah.
But then we also did see that kind of hinting at, like, her realizing it.
There were
and
some
everything went gray. You
Yeah.
know, and that might be that moment you were describing, is when she realizes it and everything kind of dissipates away, even though it was real.
Wasn't real.
It wasn't real. And that's where Phase 4 becomes so interesting for Marvel fans, is that really is the multiverse.
Right, and that's where she most likely freaks out and kind of just, I mean, she's the most powerful Avenger, I would say. That's what everyone said. Kevin Feige said that himself. That's probably when she freaks out and just kind of explodes, and that's when the multiverse is created. That's probably how it's going to tie into Multiverse of Madness. Doctor Strange, him being, you know, learned in the magical arts as well, is going to have to try and fix what she did.
Yeah, and that would really spiral into what is the Multiverse of Madness. And that would also demonstrate, you know, is she the villain in that movie?
Sure.
And that does bring a huge question for the TV show. Is this her own doing, or did somebody do this to her to contain her power?
Probably someone did it to contain her, because we know that Catherine Hahn's going to be in the movie, and she's a witch already, and it looks like they're going through the Salem witch trials. Now, she's probably playing Agatha Harkness. We don't know that 100% yet. But Agatha Harkness has kind of messed with her mind in the comics before. She's kind of made it to where Wanda forgets her kids, and then it happens again because her kids weren't really her kids. It's like a whole bunch of different stuff. She's good, but she does bad things to try to be good. So it could very well be that, because what I've heard is that after Avengers Endgame, the start of the show, Wanda's going to be very depressed. She lost Vision, she lost her brother. Most of the Avengers are gone. Clint probably is going to be off doing something somewhere else, and she's very depressed, and that's how this world gets created. So probably someone comes to her. Maybe Agatha's trying to help her and just say, well, if you want, I can do this.
Take away the pain.
And I'll take away your memory and leave Vision's memory and blah, 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 blah. And it ends up exploding when she finds out that she's not real.
And then we really see, as Kevin Feige has described, the most powerful Avenger. If we already didn't see it with Thanos, we're going to see something that I don't think we even necessarily are going to expect from her. This multiverse shattering power that's going to just throw everybody into this. I think this season of WandaVision ends with a lot of disappointed and upset fans, just because of the state of the MCU is going to be in after. It's just going to be shattered. It's going to be, and that's where Doctor Strange comes in as this kind of horror-driven fixing the MCU. I mean, who knows what really can happen when Wanda realizes what she's capable of.
Yeah, I don't know if fans will be disappointed. I think they'll be intrigued.
Intrigued. That's a good word.
Intrigued. Now, they may not like what happens to the Scarlet Witch. They may be disappointed at that, because I know I've done some videos, and a lot of people are like, I don't want Scarlet Witch to become the villain.
Yeah.
She may not be the villain, but she may be the cause.
She might be a force.
Yeah, she may be the cause of some things that go bad, but she may help fix that as well, realizing what she did. Right. So we actually know a lot about it.
WandaVision. It was a 30-second trailer for 3 TV shows,
right.
And we got so much about WandaVision. Well, actually, all 3 of them, really.
Yeah.
Like, even Loki was probably 3 seconds of the 30-second trailer.
Yep.
And, you know, as we transition and talk about that now, there was a lot to be had in that.
Yeah, Loki was like the least, but we do know one thing about Loki, and this plot synopsis doesn't really help anyways, but we do know that he was wearing a TVA on him, which is the Time Variant Authority, which means, and these are like people in the universe that keep track of people kind of jumping through different points in time, kind of messing with time, and they have him because he's wearing a uniform. So he says, I'm going to burn this place to the ground with the Loki smile, right, knowing very well that he can. So that's actually quite a lot, because we know he's going to be jumping around in time. He has the Tesseract, which gives him the ability to jump through space, but he's clearly going to time travel somehow. Yeah. Plus, we know that he's going to end up back in Thor: Love and Thunder in the main MCU timeline. So he's definitely going to be time jumping around. Now, the official synopsis doesn't really give much. It just says, in Marvel Studios as Loki, the mercurial villain Loki resumes his role as a god of mischief in a new series that takes place after the events of Avengers Endgame. That's like nothing.
No, I mean, we already know all of those.
That is literally
nothing.
But the TVA is a big deal that they showed that, because Marvel's not stupid. They know we know all of this stuff.
Right.
They know that people like us are going to look into it and we're going to figure out what it is, and then everybody else is going to know. Kevin Feige already admitted that he's watched a bunch of YouTube videos before Avengers Endgame came out, probably watched some of ours. Who knows? But they know what's happening, right? So they actually gave us a lot. Now, there's a lot of different things that could tie into that. A lot of people are thinking Kang the Conqueror, right? Because he's a big-time guy, and maybe the TVA has something to do with him. Maybe there's a big bad coming to the MCU pretty soon, and he leads up to Galactus or something else. But it's so weird how that was probably 5 seconds, and we got so much.
And now we can talk about it for hours.
Now we can talk about So we actually got a lot in a 30-second TV spot, I will say, last night.
And it was really an opportunity for the fans to see how these Disney Plus shows will be capable of intertwining with the MCU, with the movies. You know, we have all of these TV shows are going to be plugging themselves into the MCU in ways that I don't think they could have done with movies.
No, you can do so much more. And if you're wondering, do you have to watch these shows to know what's going on in the MCU? Yeah.
Sorry, you're not going to have a chance if you don't.
Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, already said, you have to watch the shows. They're going to tie directly into the events. It's not going to be like an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of takes place in the MCU, but has zero effect on what happens to it.
You go on watching the movies in perfect bliss.
Right. This is going to be what we think. Wanda exploding, tearing open the multiverse, and then Doctor Strange, which is a movie, has to fix it. So anything that happens in these shows, Loki, WandaVision, Hawkeye, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, all has major effects on the films because they all take place in the MCU.
Yeah, some of the biggest moments of Phase 4 and what I think would be the future of the MCU, so even moving into Phase 5, is going to be in these 3 seasons.
Right, and you have to keep in mind that they're literally in the Phase 4 slate. Right? It's not like, oh, we have all these movies and here's some shows.
Here's some TV
They're
shows.
in the slate. They are part of the MCU. They are projects in Phase 4. But it looks like we have a lot to look forward to now. They look absolutely incredible.
Absolutely.
The budget for them is like $1 million per episode or something.
Episode.
Right, per episode. Not for the whole thing.
Oh, man. So a lot of excitement. If you haven't seen the trailer, be sure to check it out. If you have seen it, comment down below which one of these shows you're most excited for. And like we've been talking about, there's a lot of Phase 4 hype in this 30-second trailer. So if you haven't gotten excited already, get excited. Thank you guys so much for watching until the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We have a lot of huge reveals and movie news coming your way right here on Cosmic Culture.
Peace.